Tom, is it? Are you a celebrity in 2016? Because you're fucking canceled, bro. You're fucking canceled.
What
Just like
many
many new series that have released in weekly Shonen Jump over the last several years.
We just finished putting to rest a newborn.
Yeah. An infant.
Baby shoes never worn. An alien headbutt. And, you know, as someone who I've always respected your commitment to the meta of Shonen Jump. Apparently, they've been on a heater. They have been just letting it go. No one's safe. Everyone's on the chopping block. And so you've been living through some crazy, tumultuous, precarious times as a reader of Shonen Jump magazine.
Yeah, so I have a list of all the Shonen Jump series, and I think what we'll do for this segment, because I think this will be fun. What I want to do is I'll start from like around when I started reading week to week and specifically started trying to check out new series and kind of went on this path, right, which is somewhere around like 2021, we'll say. And let's just go through all the series that I checked out that got hard. We're talking hard cancels. We're talking within like 30 chapters. Yeah, you're out. You're done. Because like there's some stuff like Kill Blue that went 100 chapters. Even Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins, which did get canceled, that went 50 chapters. Oh, you're all right. You had a good run. You went for like a year. All right, you're good. So I figured like let's get into like right around the time I kind of started.
Okay, so we're looking at 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we're gonna let's you know what? Let's start in 2022. Let's start in 2022.
So it's still kind of 4 years.
Oh yeah, so 2022 had let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so. So let's just go through them one by one. First series on this list is a legendary shit sauce story. Earthchild. We should maybe do a if we want to ever cover a shitty manga, we should do a arc review of Earthchild.
What makes for a shitty manga?
This is like, I remember I've never been more upset at a story in my life than this 20 chapter piece of shit. Very horrible. Not a good series. Definitely deserves the cancellation. It hurts though because the first chapter is really strong. It's like one of those where the first chapter is extremely strong and then a huge fall off like a right after. Okay. Right after that, a few issues later, we had Super Smartphone, which is basically the plot premise of this shit, Tom, is a high schooler, a pretty intelligent high schooler, gets a super smartphone that lets him basically access any information available in any way, shape, or form. There are other people who also have the phones, and it's like a weird Death Note. It's like a kind of Death Note sort of thing. There is a panel. There is a single page in Super Smartphone. I was thinking about it earlier today, actually, completely unbeknownst to this. That is, in my opinion, Tom, maybe the single worst page in like I've ever seen in a manga in regards to its comprehension. Like it is a page. I don't have it this instance, but I will find it. We should do a video on it because it's so crazy.
Okay, we should do worst panel of war.
It's the worst panel of all time because I remember it vividly. It is trying to basically break down who knows, like it's trying to break down like who knows what and what the relationships are, and it is impossible to understand. But anyways, not a good read. Do not recommend it. Although I think it had an extra chapter in its final volume release, so I think it had an epilogue. Then there's Aliens Area, which is so this is a fun idea. I actually think this idea is kind of cute. Basically, it's the fucking it's outer space, right? Aliens exist. They do international travel, and basically aliens are like us. Like they eat, they have relationships, they go to work, and they go on vacation. So just how us humans, when we want to break from the day to day, we go to national parks. Um, aliens go to alien areas that are their equivalent of like national parks, and one of them is Earth. So basically, it stars a guy who gets wrapped into a part of like he gets he has like a alien shit on his arm from when he was a kid or whatever, and he meets up with this guy who essentially basically they work as like Earth park rangers, trying to basically just assist aliens who are on Earth, and try to keep the peace and keep them keep humans protected from aliens, and make sure aliens aren't getting in any crazy trouble. And it is a series, Tom, that has the problem where the protagonist is the least interesting character and the mentor character is way cooler, and it should have just been about that guy. And it went 20 chapters and kind of sucks. Yeah. I wasn't super.
There's so far no surprises.
No surprises. No.
2022 cancellations are making sense.
No surprises. And then we had Tokyo Demon Bride story, which is basically about demons and stuff are in Japan, and there's a demon girl who starts a kind of a relationship or contract with I think his name is like Jinka or something like that, and they live in Tokyo, and it's like an urban like slice of life little action romance. It's went 30 chapters. It's all right. Then there's Ginka and Gluna, which is a fantasy story, kind of like Kanado's Magic, where it's set in its like own unique world. And it's about a like witch girl and her little like snow companion. I read the first 6 chapters and dropped it. I didn't like it. It went for like 20 chapters. Then we had Cypher Academy, which went like 60 chapters. This shit is actually unironically impossible to read in English because it's about decoding ciphers. So I didn't make it through the first chapter, but it went 64 chapters. And apparently it's from people I've seen who read it. They like it. It's by Nishio who wrote it. And then
it's extra incomprehensible because that's his style.
Yeah, essentially. And then there was Ichigoki's Under Control, which is one of the a gag series. I think it went like 17 weeks. It did not last very long. I never read it. It didn't look interesting. Then there was Fabricant 100, which went for 36 chapters. And Tom, I can recommend this. I can recommend this one earnestly.
So in the moment you were like, "What? It's going?"
It
lasted as long as it should.
It lasted as long as it should have. So it could have. So the story could have been expanded, but the plot. So the plot conceit of this story, it basically takes place in like a European mid 1800s. Like everyone's kind of dressed like that. Like countryside, hillsides, trains, that type of shit. And basically there's this like mad scientist dude who is creating artificial human beings, fabricants. Basically, each one of the fabricants is stronger than the last, and there's 1 through 100. Basically, the doctor dies, and the fabricants, they are on the hunt, so they're scattered around the land, searching for body parts that they can attach to themselves to improve their shit. And the main character, he's like a 14-year-old boy at the start of the story. He comes from a long, like a family lineage where everyone has they just have like wonderful like genes. Like they like really beautiful bodies. They are kept in pristine condition, and they have like a youthfulness throughout basically their entire life. So a bunch of fabricants, like a dozen or so fabricants, basically like jump his house. They kill his entire family. His sister like saves him and dies. And then the 100th fabricant basically comes in and like no diffs all of them. And the main character, he basically, his family's done. He's just so like distraught. He's like, all right, number 100, let's make a deal. I'm 14 right now. My body is not right for you to have, but it will be in 4 years. What we're going to do is you're going to help me and we're going to kill every single one of these fucking things. And then when I turn 18, you can kill me and you can have my body. Cuz I don't want to live anymore. My whole family's fucking dead. And Fabricant 100 is like, I bet, easy. And the Fabricants are pretty interesting cuz they're humans but they have no like, it's kind of like the demons in Freerin. They have no compassion. They have no humanity in them whatsoever. And that lasts basically through the entire story. And Tom, they only got to kill 100 guys. Yeah. You know, and then it's established that there's actually another win condition where they actually, if they can just take out because the doctor died, but his assistant was the first Fabricant, which is able to do the upgrades for the other 99 Fabricants. They're like, oh, if we just fucking kill him, then we kind of won. We basically won. So the stake, or not the stakes, but the win condition is conceivable within 36 chapters of story. And it's something where it's not like perfect, it's not amazing, but it's a complete beginning, middle, and end. And the last chapter was actually, I felt like I was like, yeah, like could we have gotten a few more? Could we have gotten a couple more arcs where we covered a few more Fabricants or maybe expanded on some individual ones? Sure, but I don't think it was necessary, and I think it's a good story. So yeah, read that shit. That's our first cancellation where I could say like, yeah, earnestly, like you should read this.
Now, how many is that? That's 6.
Yes, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
So 1 of 7 so far for cancellations that I recommend.
And also I'm tracking like the number of cancellations a year too. Like, are we building towards like it becoming more numerous, like more common?
Fabricant. So the previous
is 7 a normal amount of cancellations a year? I guess is what I'd be asking.
It's quite a bit. I think I saw a graph someone did where they actually did chart out like cancellations or like average chapter length or something like that over the years. And it's something where I think like there's a lot of older series in Jump that went for hundreds and hundreds of chapters. That doesn't it's not like quite the same way anymore. Like series don't last for 600, 700 chapters anymore.
3.
So yeah, we're at 1 of 7, and then the next series after that to be introduced to the manga, to the magazine and canceled.
And this is 2023.
We're in 2023 now. So Fabricant 100 launched issue 1 for 2023, and then it got canceled issue 40 of 2023.
Got it.
And then next up we have Tenmaku Cinema. This is interesting because it's by the duo Sukada and Saiki, who did Food Wars, which was like a successful, pretty like I'd say it's one of those because the final like couple arcs are like really rough in Food Wars.
That's
what
I've heard. Yeah,
it really like I think because it stumbles to an end, it's lost a lot of its like cultural, like anime cultural relevancy.
And perhaps then the fans aren't there to pick up the next series.
Yeah. And I liked what they were trying to do because they're because their previous series they took cooking and made it a shonen series. So this is like, what if we took indie filmmaking and made it a series?
Okay.
The problem with it is that they don't there's no real stakes. There's no real challenges that they have to like meaningfully overcome. Like it'd be fun if like they were doing guerrilla filmmaking and then they like really had to like do like it was all about like how they had to do it or set up some stakes, but like anything like that they like quickly or immediately overcome. They don't really have to like learn everything. Their fucking film club just happens to have someone who like kind of knows how to do everything they need to, and it's all right. And it's all right. Art's good looking though. And then we had Kill Blue, which went 100 chapters, so that was successful. And then we had Do Retry, which dude, Tom, we're talking about a similar to Earthchild, like chapter 1, like quite a bit of promise, and then chapter 2 is like, dude, what the fuck is this? basically it takes place during World War II, and Japan's being fucking ravaged by all the bombings, and it stars like a young kid and his sister. His parents basically get taken out during the war, and they're like orphans. And he basically gets brought into this like Yakuza gang to be like a boxer, like an underground boxer. So it's like a historical drama mixed with like some action and some fighting. And it's like, oh yeah, this is fucking cool. And like the first chapter was, I felt like was like pretty strong at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm into this. I'm excited to see where this goes. And then, dude, like the second chapter introduces this opponent where he fights this kid his same age, and they do the thing where the kid becomes like his buddy, and like they're the part of the crew. And dude, Tom, this kid unironically looks like the fucking Gooner image of the hand of the arm that's 3 times bigger than the other arm. That's what this kid character looked like.
Oh boy.
So it just was really goofy, and like the Yakuza like weren't like really criminals like at all. Like it just got like way too like, based on the premise that I explained, it's like, yeah, post World War II Japan, they're fucked. And it's about these orphan kids, and they have to go box to make money. Like, you think it wouldn't get so lighthearted so quickly, right after that.
Yeah, that sounds like a gritty Ashinojo, like really grinding out some trauma.
Yeah,
whatnot. Sleeping on the streets and
was not good. So yeah, I think I read the second chapter, and I said, "What? I'm not doing this shit no more. I'm not doing this shit." And then, so here's a sad one. We got a sad one now. It kind of similar. So do retry about boxing. This one, Martial Master Asumi, MMA, is about mixed martial arts. This dude, this killed me. This one killed me when this got canceled. I was like, no, not.
Was this your first, like, as a Shonen Jump fan?
Nine Dragons Ball Parade, as we discussed in the Harukaze Mound in memoriam. That was the first like time it happened to me. But then after like sitting on Nine Dragons, like I was really sad about Nine Dragons what happened. But then I like sat on it and thought about it. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. Like now that I've read it like 5 years worth of Jump manga, I'm like, okay, took too long to get the fucking team together. Art like wasn't that spectacular. Makes sense to me. This one though, so it's by Kawada, who's the creator of Hinamari Sumo, which is like a 200 plus chapter, like really well done, well respected sumo manga. And he's basically doing another martial art.
So sticking in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, he's doing another martial art. And dude, the art was awesome. The technique that was explained was really well done. Like the way they explained the moves and everything. It's very true. It's very true to life while also introducing your fun, like he flows like water. So it's kind of like a Demon Slayer where like the moves have like these like effects behind them, even though it's not really happening. And it's basically about how his older brother, Asumi's older brother, is a amazing, like legendary, like really high up there Japanese MMA fighter. And he basically like abandoned his like family, and like their dad has like Alzheimer's and stuff. Or no, their grandpa has Alzheimer's, and he fucking left the family to like do this stuff, and he won't come to dinner. And basically, Asumi like gets into like MMA basically to like try to fight and beat his brother so he can basically bring him back into the family and force him to have fucking family like dinner with him. So it's basically this like family kind of drama mixed with the actual MMA fighting. And what's fun is the main character. He is kind of like I love this is like one of my favorite like things about this manga is assuming the main character, because he's like his grandfather basically taught him MMA despite being kind of like, his memories are like not really there. What gets him back in the space is doing MMA and practicing MMA. So like he's sparred like all his life to do this stuff. But yeah, he's kind of a pretty kind of meek, more timid guy. But his grandpa taught him, hey, if you're in a situation, you need to end the situation as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So like he's kind of like a dirty fighter. Like, assume he's kind of a dirty fighter. Like, he almost like breaks some guy's fucking hand in like the first encounter, and like he has to kind of like hold himself back from doing crazy stuff, despite being like a nice, like kind of more meek guy.
Logical.
I fucking find that really, really fucking awesome and fascinating. And it's unfortunate that basically it just wraps up to like, because basically it seems like they're going to set up another arc, and we end up just next chapter is the final chapter. We flash through that arc. He wins that tournament. He gets the match with his brother. And then it's the final, like the final spread is them like about to like start their fight. Like they're about to punch each other. So you don't even get to know how that ends.
You know, it's so fascinating, like how the mangaka responds to the cancellation in the story. Like that is interesting.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot. That's actually a very interesting thing in its own right, Tom, because you can get a lot out of how they wrap it up. Because like there's stuff like, if I remember right, so like Fabricate 100 ends like it ends. They wrap it. Right. They wrap it up. Like Do Retry has a like it takes place in the final chapter takes place in the current day, and it's his like grandson at the main character's like funeral, like recollecting on like kind of what his like grandfather did. There's and I don't think we've come across any of these just yet, but that my favorites are the meta endings, right, where they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna talk about
since we're going,
we're gonna talk about what it means to be canceled. Most infamously, Time Paradox Ghost Rider has an ending like that. There was one I read. I'm trying to think. There was one I read relatively recently where it was like that too. We'll find it. We'll find it in this list. We still have quite a few more to go, by the way, Tom.
Well, let's
start kicking it up a pace. So let's see. So we had Martial Master Asumi. Yeah, that one was sick. Again, if you can stomach like not having a satisfying conclusion, which I gotta be honest, if you're reading manga, you should be able to stomach that.
Even the ones that go forever don't.
I feel like that would be like, it's 30 chapters. You'll have a good time reading that. And then after that issue, Ice Head Gill started. Shonen Jump's really been trying this Viking shit. They're really trying to make the Vikings happen. We're going to get to a couple of Viking series later. They're just not, it's not happening, guys. It's not happening. I read the first chapter of Ice Head Gill. I didn't like it. I thought it sucked. Then a few issues later, we had Mama Yu Yu, which is another series that I just was like, I'm not into this shit. It's basically about how, they're like basically each generation, there's like a hero and a demon like that are born. And basically, the previous hero and demon kind of like, they just kind of worked it out. They like diplomacied it all out. So things have been kind of like good between like the demons and monsters and like humans and stuff. But the heroes, like the hero shit is like still passed on every generation. So like the main character is like, he's supposed to be like the hero, but he's not exactly sure what he's really supposed to be doing with his life, because like there's nothing really for him to fight. And then there's Mama, which is like the previous like demon lord or whatever, who's like their compatriots or whatever. And I don't really remember anything about the story. It just kind of sucked. And I think it turned harem too. I think that was something that people were complaining about, where like it had like a harem shift. Because sometimes you get these pivots, bro. You got to get a shonen pivot.
The harem shift.
Sometimes it works out. I mean, look at New Way's Exorcist, worked out there. So I can't blame him for trying. But yeah, it didn't. People weren't into it. And then there was Two on Ice. I have nothing to say. It was about figure skating. Didn't read it. Then there was here's another one of the other recommendations. Green Greens. Tom, this one hurt me because this was about golf, dude. And it wasn't about.
You've talked about this before.
It's not about golf. It's about falling in love with something and truly like what it means to like fall in love with it, with a passion or a hobby or a sport. Because most of this manga takes place at the driving range. than on an actual golf
grinding,
course.
just
And
grinding the fundamentals.
because I respect, dude. This is a sports manga, Tom, where the main character starts from absolute fucking zero.
Not a prodigy.
And not a prodigy, doesn't even really know how to hold the fucking club. And gets basically kind of wrapped into golf through one of his like classmates. She's like a really great like golfer. She's trying to play it, like go to do college in the States so she can play in America. And it has such like a great reverence for golf. As someone who's a big golf fan, like I think it explains a lot of like the appeal and what people like get out of doing the sport. And I think the last chapter is like beautiful, like a very meta chapter, but it's meta and like it's very optimistic. And I recommend it. Then there was Shadow Eliminators. We're in 2024 now. This is some, I don't
so how many in 23?
One, and this is, by the way, these were canceled in 2024, but started in 2023. Green Greens, Two on Ice, Mama Yu, Icehead Gill, Masher Masumi, and Do Retry, and Tenmaku Cinema, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think eight.
Okay, so 7, 8. That's within mean the
yeah,
it's about the same. Yeah,
definitely. And then yeah, Shadow Eliminators. I don't know shit about it. Other than it is the previous story of Kanata Magic's mangaka. So this is his first story.
Oh, okay.
I went 19 chapters, so I don't think it was received very well.
Tough.
And then this one went 60 chapters, but I have to talk about it. Super Psychic Policeman Shoujo. This is actually Yu Saito, and we're gonna do. He's getting his own video. This is the biggest single what the fuck cancellation of the 2020s so far. This had people bought this shit, Tom. It had comparable numbers. It had very comparable numbers to fucking Roboco, which is the current kind of premiere gag series in the magazine. This could have been the replacement if Miyazaki was gonna, wrap Roboco up, which it doesn't seem like. He might wrap it up in a year or two, but it could go on for 500 chapters actually. So we'll see. But like, I was so pissed, dude. I was so pissed. It's so good. Super Psychic, and it's also getting an anime. By the way, it got canceled, Tom. It got canceled. And then a week or two later, it won like a very good. It won a very respectable award, and then it also got an anime announcement. And it's getting an anime. What the shit? What the fuck? What's going on? Why was this?
That seems like a bad decision.
And Shun Numa is good, dude. Like his previous series, Salmon the Summoner, went like 90 chapters. So like the guy's like he knows what the fuck is up. Piss me off, dude. This one really got me. This one made me upset at the time. And I'm still not over it, as you can tell. Then we had Dear Anemone, which is a first chapter was like some of the most gorgeous art ever. And then I read like the chapters like 2, 3, and 4, and I was like, all right, I'm not into this anymore. Basically, it takes place on an island where Darwin's theory of evolution is operating in extreme overdrive. So all the plants and animals are evolving extremely rapidly to become these horrific monsters. And essentially a anemone like flower plant attaches itself to a guy who's going to the island to like search for a friend of his who went there like 3 years prior. He's trying to find him. And it's kind of like a survival, like adventure story on this crazy island. And I wasn't super into it, although the art was great to start with. And then we had this one went 50 chapters, Asteroid Royale, but they did cancel it. This is by Ken Wakui, who made Tokyo Revengers. They poached him from his previous publication to do this story. They let it run for like 50 chapters, but it just didn't pick up. And then there's Kyokuto Necromance, which is like stands. It's like spirit. You have a spirit and it fights for you. I didn't fucking read this shit. Then one I did read, Psych House. Psych House is about what if superpowers were mundane and boring and didn't really affect your daily life all that much. It's about these characters. They have these abilities. They're called psychs. Main girl is able to teleport shit to her. The main guy character is able to increase or decrease himself or anything he touches.
Sounds pretty useful.
And yeah, he's cool. And the moment I realized this series had no sauce is so the main character, the guy character, really cute design. He wears a bucket like on his head. Like that's kind of his main accessories. He wears like a bucket. And in chapter 8, the main character goes like, hey, what's up with the bucket? Like, why do you wear the bucket? And he's like, oh, just because I like it. Like, there's no backstory.
My father.
Yeah, no, his mom didn't die. His uncle didn't give it to him. Like, or not even something funny. Like, nothing. And I was like, this has no sauce. Real lame. Although I will say the titular Psych House is like I want to live in the Psych House because it has a giant plant that comes out from the top of it, which is basically like Big Tree. It has like this giant leaf that covers the house. It's awesome. It's actually my iPad background screen still.
Oh, so at least you got something.
Yeah, I liked it that much for that. But yeah, really just just very low stakes. Nothing really happens, but it wasn't that like funny.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah. A Psych House was great to read because I would read it with the magazine every week. So it was very like 7 minutes of something light and
palate
fluffy.
Cleanser. Yeah. Had a roll.
And then we have Yokai Buster Murakami, which is by Daiki Ihara. Daiki Ihara is a gag mangaka. His previous series was Protect Me Shugomaru. He's also the creator of his most famous series is called One Piece in Love. Are you familiar with this at all?
Familiar with One Piece?
It's about, I think it has like 10 or 11 volumes. I think it also got an anime too last year. It is a comedy gag series about these kids in high school where there's a concept in Japan called like glittering names or starry names or something like that. And basically it's like being named after like a thing or a celebrity or something. So there's a Luffy in this class and the main character is named Nami and everyone's like, oh yeah, like Nami and Luffy, like One Piece.
This is Daiki Ihara?
Yeah, Daiki Ihara.
So this is a One Piece spinoff.
Yeah, it's a One Piece spinoff. And it's it's basically all the high schoolers or the people that go to the school with have the names of like One Piece characters. And it's mainly like Nami, Luffy, and then there's a guy named Usopp. And he makes them all join this like One Piece club. And then there's like a few other characters they introduce. So they have like a Chopper is like a real deer, like is a real deer that's at their local zoo. And there's like a skeleton.
I'm seeing 13 volumes.
Yeah, so it's gone on. And I think what he does is he comes back to it. I think he like will do a volume. I think he takes a break and then I think he releases more later on. I think that's how that series has operated. I read everything that was localized in English. I thought it was cute. I thought it was funny. I will say the single best joke in One Piece in Love is
spoilers.
There's a transfer student gets introduced to their school and her name is Vivi and she loves One Piece, but she's only familiar with a shitty Indian fan translation version of One Piece, so she gets all the information wrong. That's a great bit. But other than that, though, it's a cute little series. But I bring all that up to say Yokai Buster Murakami was basically about how the yokai exist in modern Japan, and there's a spirit buster, and he has a normal ass high school friend named Murakami, and basically the yokai buster he's weak and shitty, and basically Murakami just like facts and logics the yokai into like submission basically, because he's like, because I remember the first chapter stars like a river, like a river cop, like Kappa style yokai, and he's just in like and he talks about, and like Murakami just points out how like he's in the worst. He's in like an awful like there's no foot traffic where he is, and like all these problems with his shit. I thought it was cute enough. I didn't read it to the end though. And then after that, and then we actually had a string of stuff that stuck around in the magazine, and then but then we had a cancellation at the end of the year. Haku Taku, which is about game development, similar to Tenmaku Cinema, they just couldn't find a good way to translate it, and the characters weren't interesting.
So 2025 then, are we moving?
Yeah, so 2024 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 series get canceled. 8 if we want to count Super Psychic Policeman Shoujo.
Let's count it.
And then at the end of I'm sorry, 9. I'm sorry, 9. Because right after Hakutaku, getting in right at the end of the year, issue 51, Sid Craft Love is a Mystery, which is it's Taishi Tsutsui, who did We Never Learn, which was like a successful series, like a harem comedy style series. Sid Craft's kind of doing something similar, like cute, like girl characters, kind of a goofy male protagonist, but it's set in like a like London detective style shit, like Sherlock Holmes style stuff. I liked the first couple chapters, but didn't stick with it. And then we basically have everything that we covered in our 2025 in series review. Embers, the soccer series, Star of Beethoven. Beethoven comes back to life. Nice Prison, the series that we replaced Super Psychic Policeman JoJo. Otor of Flame, another Viking style series. Harukaze Mound, baseball again. Kai Dagami. She doesn't even have a fucking Wikipedia page. Which is about like a demon. Which, by the way, people like go up to bat for this shit. I read the first volume. I didn't really like it. A Kaiden Bros, which is about long distance running. I read the first chapter and was like, I'm not reading any more of this. Ping Pong Peril, my beloved Ping Pong Peril.
Right.
JJK Modulo doesn't count. That was planned on only being like 20 chapters. And then Gonron Egg, Mage Next Door, Hero Girl Demon Lord, and now Alien Headbutt.
Who's next?
So right now it's between Underdoctor, Kanata, and it's between Underdoctor, Kanato's Magic, and Drawn to the Fire. In my opinion, it's between those three.
Wow, so some of those are really new. Do you think maybe, because usually, correct me if I'm wrong, they come in threes, right? Most of the time, or at least slots need to open in threes when they're going to introduce new series.
Not always. That's not always the case. But because there was a time 2 years ago. Yeah, last year at the start of 2025, we got 6 new series back to back. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I'm seeing. There is 3 new series coming out in June.
So we get a new one next week, which I think is called Animal Signal.
Yeah,
do you have the names for the other 2?
HAL Formula and Cannon Master. So there's only 1 slot open right now from Alien Headbutt getting canned. So they need 2 more.
Fuck. Okay, Underdoctor's wrapping up next. So Underdoctor
could a series like end instead of cancel? Like anybody in their final like arcs?
Dude, we're not. I mean, we're not. Like, I don't think we're. I mean, I read 17 fucking series today. I thought for a split second Underdoctor was going to be.
Oh fuck! Hey, Kento Terasaka, the Greens guy, is in charge of HAL Formula.
Oh, he's back, and also Taishi Susui apparently is either going to be writing or doing the art for Animal Signal. He's working with Robinson Haruhara.
So you might the Greens.
I'm excited, dude. That made my whole day, dude. I'm juiced.
It looks like I'm reading an article right now. Blue Box, Hema 10, and Sakamoto Days might be in their final arc.
They are. So
those might be wrapping up soon, but maybe not. Maybe they'll just cancel.
I don't think this is my thing is I don't feel like Blue Box is 3 chapters from ending. I think it's maybe. I don't think it's gonna be in the magazine in December, but I don't
Yeah,
think
but that's
it's
different
like
than these June ones need
I
a spot.
I don't know what's gonna come in because Sakamoto Days is like we're in the midst of what we're in the midst of the deuteragonist. Did I say that right? Deuteragonist. The like if there's two protagonists in the story, it's the deuteragonist.
Oh, I haven't heard of that. But that's a good one.
They use that
like
for they use that for JJK when talking about Itadori and Megumi, but the what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, we're in the second main character's final fight right now, and like that needs probably 2 more chapters. And then Sakamoto's got to fucking fight, and maybe some other fuckers got to wrap up too. I don't even fucking know. So what's going on with this shit?
Wow,
that's
okay. But I'm just
again not it's not making it to the end of the.
So yeah, I'll be curious to see how those slots open.
Me too. So, Hima. Maybe not 2 though. This is the thing. Is not like 2 or 3. Not like 2 or 3.
End of June.
Oh, yo. It's man. I am.
Oh, this is what you live for, though.
I do.
This is very like NFL draft GM, like GMing, kind of fun kind of strategy with like how they open up the slots and refresh the lineup. Because I'm honestly shocked how many new series we've covered since we started.
It's been 6, and it's gonna be 3 more. Yeah. It's very. It's very, very crazy. And so far, of the 6 series that have come out, already one of them is canceled for 2026. Like already.
And it got at least one more now is going to be as well.
At least one more from the new guys. It's got to be Under Doctor. I think it's got to be Under Doctor. Because Kanado, we're in a training arc right now. Kanado cannot end right now. We need at least probably half a dozen chapters for fucking Kanado to end. And then the others are just too new. Like the others are just, like Roku and Drawn to the Fire and or in Class
are all
too new.
Because that would be even way shorter than even what what Alien Headbutt got.
I mean, that wouldn't even be a volume. Like they
unprecedented.
That wouldn't. Yeah, that's not have that.
Wow, maybe somebody's going hiatus, and they know
that. That could be the case.
If you stuck around long enough, that's our prediction.
That could be the case. Although something that what I think might not be a bad idea for the magazine, is if like they have 21 manga in circulation in print 20. That way, like they can break it. That way, maybe we can like bake in some more break weeks and shit for some of these guys. Like.
Never. Shut up, Sam. Break weeks. Get out of here. Well, there was a beefy.
I there was a lot of series to talk about, and I'm glad we got to go through it because again, there were some of those I blasted through pretty quick and like didn't really read or maybe read the first chapter or something like that and left no impact, and I wasn't as committed. Probably around like 2020, like 4 is when I was like really like, okay, I actually want to make my effort to catch up on everything. So I was like by 2022, I was giving the new series a chance. I'd be like, oh, exciting, something new. And went in with an open mind and still do, by the way, but it's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot of L's, but you know what? Also too, like I really like Someone Hurts. And you just don't get Someone Hurts without this type of system because it's not a good pitchable
That's
idea.
A series I'd like to read.
We're doing it. We'll do it. We'll do it.
And I'd like that. I like it enough that I think I would get it. Like I would buy it because it just seems like
the volume covers are gorgeous, dude. The art. We got it was a lead color page this week to date the show, and dude, the spread was so dude. I'm pull it up. On
I
my
only
phone
read
so
chapter 1, so when we get to it, I'll be excited to read that with you. I think that'll be a fun one to talk about.
It's
okay.
It's
well,
so good.
Anyway,
it's peak, guys. It's peak. Go Go read this shit. So peak.
No one can see.
No one can see that. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. Stay authentic. Don't get canceled.